Okay, hello to everyone again. I bought this unit from an auction, so have you ever had problems like this? So depending on the weather, it starts on the first stroke, and when you first time stop it, so game is over. It won't start anymore. Maybe after half an hour or tomorrow or how it goes. So it kind of has mind of its own. I have one suspicion that what could be wrong with that thing, so let's check it out. Well, maybe I'm gonna check some Nils Kahl videos about this. So if I could find some help from there. I guess I have watched all of them, so he didn't have this particular problem with any of the units. But let's take a look.
From a friend of mine, the connect is not so good. But I think this engine will be very good. It has a 4 horsepower engine, something like that. The guy who had it, he could not get it to run. But
Okay, when I bought this unit I already knew that it was lacking the drive function, or the drive function didn't operate properly, so that problem was known, but the cause was unknown. And actually it was that this blade support part, which has the transmission belt drive, so this screw has worn out so wide that the belt drops way below, and it wasn't possible with the adjustments anymore to make it tight. So this belt was slipping a lot, so quite easy fix just to change this part. Rather expensive part, and also the new Husqvarna style to do that part, so didn't like it so much. This old part, it has steel insert in the middle, and the Husqvarna business optimized model has some kind of casting in it, so if the blade turns around, so it will destroy it immediately, that middle part. So they are making a business with those parts. So this clip original, at least I didn't get it from my official place selling spare parts. So this was changed, and it was a little bit different in dimensions. The original belt, somebody had changed that, so it was still in good condition. What else? The height control mechanism, it has these small parts in with that steel tube on both heads, and all these were wobbly in the steel, and the groove for the locking ring, it has worn out so much that the locking ring was dropping away. So I made new pieces with the lathe and welded them into that steel rod, and now that thing is fixed. But we have still remaining that one issue, so the engine doesn't want to run always. I have driven my own loan and it's operating really nicely when it's on, but you just cannot start it. So, and I already did some fault checks a lot, removing the filter bowl or the fuel bowl like maybe 6 or 7 times, and always when you change that and put it back, it will start, but the next start will not happen. So I even took the carburetor off, but I was then on our summer cottage and I didn't have any proper tools to make the cleaning. So I have that part removed once, and during that I noticed something with this part, so we need to get this away from the carburetor, and then we are going to have a look at what might be wrong with this unit. Okay, let's remove the air filter housing. And the filter, this is quite nice. Some coffee. This way. I've already done some cleaning for the parts what I could do in the garden. So these are not that bad anymore. This throttling mechanism was quite sticky. There was quite much covered of dust and dirt covering places, so all these were a little bit sticky, and first I thought that it might be the problem, but it wasn't. So at least they are now freed. So this is the choke that it's operated by this kind of thermal wax component over nearby the exhaust, so it's now keeping the choke open. So I have already suspicions that might this choking be the root cause. It can be partially, but maybe not fully. So this operates now somehow. So now the choke is on, and when the choke is on, it's not possible for the mechanical governor to adjust the RPM of the machine, so this is blocked. And when the choke goes away, it frees the mechanical governor, so the gas flap. So now the gas flap is it's possible for it to operate. It took me a while to go through this, how it should operate, but I believe now it's as it should be. But we have to take it away and get that seal in front of our eyes. dripping out of gas continuously, but I'm hoping that this would be our problem. So you can see that this O-ring kind of a gasket goes between the engine and the carb, and for that there is a there has been. Okay, now we are losing all of this plastic, so this, when I opened this first time, it was quite narrow gap, this, that where the plastic was missing, but as you can see, the support part for the support part for the O-ring is starting to vanish completely, so there is nothing proper behind here to keep this O-ring in its place. So I'm hoping that this would create some kind of vacuum leakage for the carb, and that it wouldn't be operating anymore due to this. Okay, if we compare these two parts, the other one is the new one and this is the old one, so the O-ring has fallen quite much, and it's quite soft also, so it doesn't make a firm sealing. So I'm really hoping that the root cause for this problem would be this seal. Isn't it nice that somebody else is doing the mistakes for you? So probably this seal should be also between here, so it might work a little bit better with this. We have those levers, the place. Let's try to hold these parts. Not to drop them. Spring from the bottom. Let's restore also one clip feature, that there is this height adjustment for the control rack or whatever this is. So there is this plastic part missing. So how about putting one there? Okay, this is difficult. There are possible settings, like you can have it moving, or then you can adjust it into one position. So let's put it like that. So now the bar, when you are lifting the mover a lot, so the stresses are going to both sides and it doesn't make it to wobble this steel. it might crack. Get some cracks in these parts if the stresses are not equally divided. So now there's this, and let's test if the carb now functions as it should. Let's check the valve clearances, because this is communal, has been in a communal use, this mower, so it might have had some hours on it. And let's check that, do we understand anything, or do I understand anything on the valve clearances in this kind of machine. So brick strapped on DOV, let's check the valve clearance. Hopefully you can do it under this cover. Let's try to get some view for you to see the cam. So it's a plastic part, and probably it's rotating half turn when I'm rotating one turn with the blade. So probably you can see it down there. And these cam followers, they are just steel plate. Working against that plastic roller thing. Our valve should be closed in that position. It seems that there is not any remarkable there. At least I hope so. Does the cover have something to prevent that going up? There's a dent from that. I'm trying to adjust the suction side cap a little bit bigger. It's really narrow. It's not pushing the valve, but it's really close. So let's try to adjust that a bit. Okay, let's put the cover back. Adjusting the valve clearance, it seems to be quite easy in this type of engine. Didn't measure it exactly, but just gave some gap for the suction valve. It's in the limit that if it's having any effect or not, but it was tight. You will see we are making it totally blow up or something. We are having more compression on the engine, I guess, I would say. Now this is a tricky one. Okay, I'm kind of running out of ideas at the moment, so probably we are going to do this kind of video this time. I don't know if it can be due to this extremely hot weather what we are having, or extreme, it's something like 25 to 30. Now it's maybe 30 degrees here inside, so the auto choke mechanism doesn't go wasted with this kind of temperatures, but at least it's wasting me at the moment, so don't really know what's going on with the mower. It's having partially old gas. There is half of the tank, there is old gas. Okay, I took this once again apart this carburetor and checked that if there would be any blockages or something like that. There's this main jet over here, which is quite big. Then there is this main fuel pipe to the center of the carb. It rises up over here. But it can be that our problem, when you can see the how do we make this now visible? You have to open the choke. When the engine is not running, it's on its idle, so there is this small groove for fuel, and there is separate jet for that, which is underneath here. So the hole in that was really small, or it was not existing, but now it's grinded with this welding torch jet cleaner thing or rod, the smallest one I could find. So I'm putting my hope for that now, so we will see how it goes. I'm guessing that it should go with the first pull. Now this is the moment of truth. We are still having exactly the same problem. You tell me what this is what this is. Okay, I have now been dismantling the carburetor something like 2 or 3 times, adjusted the valves 1 or 2 times, and stuff like that. When the engine is warm, it does like this. And now I'm going to hear about this the rest of my life, because my brother did the trick like this. So to squeeze more this killing switch. So nothing happens but a tight more. really nice that now it works, but I have to listen this to the rest of my life. So pretty nice. Just to briefly show you, but there is even secondary option for the placement of this. What is that? Wire in finish. Cable or something. Well, now it's operating. So it has been really nice time with the mower. Quality time. 8 hours of, or maybe 16 hours total. Maybe I should go and sleep with it, so to keep it friendly towards me. But now it's working. So I hope that it wasn't complete waste of adjusting the valves and stuff. And carburetor is now very well cleaned, so it should work now a few years in my use. Thanks for watching.